Hello everyone, my name is Kayla. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing the Get to Know My Taste tag, and this is by My Name is Marnies and Thoughts on Tomes. So I'll link both their channels down below, which I'm sure you know them already. They're very well known in the book community and they're absolutely lovely people. So let's get started. Number 1, how do you rate books? Give a quick rundown of how you do your star ratings, or if you don't use star ratings, how do you evaluate books? So I'm definitely like a star ratings girly. I use the 5-star system, and I guess my kind of ideas behind it is I go by how the book made me feel, which probably isn't a very analytical way to go about it, but I guess that it needs certain aspects for me to give it a certain rating. So what I mean by this is a 5-star. A 5-star is a book that is going to stick with me. There is some emotional impact to it, and it was just excellent in every single way. So the most recent book that I gave 5 stars was what was it called? The most recent book I gave 5 stars was actually A Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins, and like, when I say this book is going to stick with me, it's going to stick with me because I'm freaking haunted by it. So that's what I mean by a 5-star book. It has incredible themes, it has incredible characters, it has something that's going to stick with you. It's just overall a really, really good book. And then going down, I guess a 3-star would be something like, look at my shelves quick. The Dead by Charlie Higson. So this was a book from quite a few years ago. It's zombie related, and it just didn't hit like I think it should have, because it's a book that's set in a world where zombies are adults and everyone under the age of 13, I believe, are still people, still human, and I feel like it should have had more emotional impact, but it just didn't. So yeah. And then a 1-star is like, it's offensive, it shouldn't have been written, it's not okay, don't read it, that kind of thing. Like a book I should have DNF'd, but like I didn't. But also it's like literally offensive in some way. So there's that. Okay, moving on. Question number 2. How do you approach reviewing books? What's your review style? Are you analytical, emotional, casual, or structured? So I'm kind of a mix of like analytical but also casual. When I write reviews for Goodreads, for example, they're like maybe 1 or 2 liners. I don't put much effort or thought into those. But when I write a review for YouTube, I have a whole system of things that I put into a review. So there's like the star rating, there's the themes, there's the summary, there's just like a whole thing. I hate to say this, but I'll probably like do a video on it someday. Like how I actually review books and use the star system and everything, but like I'm not going to get into it too much in this video. Number 3, what's the book that made you a reader? Whether it was your first favorite or one that got you hooked, what book started it all? So I'd have to say that is probably the Dear Canada series when I was about maybe 10 or 11 years old. Excuse me. So this series is a historical setting, and it's about girls that live through very, how can I word this? So it's about girls that live through these, why don't I do that? So the Dear Canada series is it's like a fictional retelling of historical events that happened throughout time. So one of them was about the bombing of Pearl Harbor, for example. So it was from the point of view of a young girl that lost somebody in that bombing, and just, maybe I shouldn't talk about that. I don't know. Fuck. I don't know. So essentially the series, maybe I'll just skip it all together and just say Twilight. Fuck it. What's the book that made you a reader? Whether it was your first favorite or the book that got you hooked, what book started it all? So, don't judge me too harshly for this, but it's Twilight. I think I was 13 or 14 years old when I first read this, and it got me hooked on reading. I don't know what it is about this book, but it's so entertaining, so engrossing, so incredible. Do I mean the writing's incredible? No. Do I mean the characters are incredible? No. Do I mean like it hooked me in? I could not read the entire series within like a couple weeks? Exactly. I don't know what it is about this series. I've read this series multiple times, and I really don't know what about the series that keeps hooking me in, but it's just, it does. And I think part of it's nostalgia, obviously. But part of it's also like, this is a really good, Stephenie Meyer, she's a really good writer. I don't know what she's doing right, but she's doing something right. I've read other books by her. The what's it called? The Host. That was really good too. What is this woman doing to me? I don't know. But yeah, that's where it all started. Twilight. Next. 4. Do you have a genre niche, or are there certain genres you gravitate towards, or do you read widely across genres? So no, I do not read widely across genres. I am a snob, for lack of a better term, when it comes to reading. I like my fantasy and I like my hard-hitting books. I don't like things that are just soft and sweet and all that kind of stuff. So a book that I had a hard time reading was by Travis Baldree, and what was it called? Legends and Lattes. So this was kind of a soft fantasy, and it was a cozy fantasy. Cozy fantasy is the genre that I think I mean. And it's just not for me. I just can't really get into it. I've tried several books in this like overarching genre, and it just doesn't work for me like at all. So I did a video last week, I think, and I was talking about hard-hitting books, and these are books that I found to be absolutely incredible, and I'd read it like a dozen times and over and over and over again if I could. But when it comes to something that's just chill, I don't want to read it. Not really. And like a hard-hitting fantasy, for example, that was really good is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. And one of the most incredible books I've ever read. One of the most traumatizing books I've ever read. But like that is my niche. That is where I like to read. That is my everything right there. Number 5, do you generally prefer character-driven or plot-driven stories? So actually, I like a mix of both. I'd say probably if I had to choose, I definitely like a character-driven book better. Because if you don't have good, solid characters, like, what are you doing? Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? So, yeah. Pretty simple answer to that one. Okay. Number 6. What's a book you love so much that you don't care if others don't like it? What's that one book you love enough for everyone? I have no shame about this either. I will read this book over and over and over again. I think it's probably one of my favorites of all time. I know people aren't loving Cassandra Clare anymore, which it is what it is. I know she's coming out with some new stuff. And I know the City of Bones series is not as well loved as it was in like 2008 when it first came out. But this is one that I will love till the day I die. I don't care what anyone says. I don't think there's like this big thing happening where everyone like hates on Cassandra Clare and hates Clockwork Angel. But I think that people say this is not one of her best written series, and I think it is. Because there's the other series that came out in the Shadowhunter world, her newest one. Can't think of it at the top of my head, but it's the one with the queen on the cover. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's fine. But yeah, this one is like everything to me. Number 7. What's a book you love so much that if someone doesn't like it, you know your reading tastes don't align? The books are books where a difference of opinion is a strong indicator of different reading preferences. So I might get some hate for this one, because I was talking to somebody in a friend of mine's Discord, and they were saying how they all like hated this book. And I'm like, oh, but I love this book. It was so good. And that's The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. And I don't understand how people can hate this book. I think it was so good. It was so ridiculously good. Was it as good as Sunrise on the Reaping? I don't know. I'd have to read it again. But The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was amazing for what it was, if that makes sense. I don't have any particular love towards President Snow, who's just Snow in that book. But I think seeing a different point of view from like the oppressor's point of view was very interesting. Seeing a point of view from the higher ups that view the tributes as like animals and everything, and then just them being treated like animals but also trying to not treat them like animals. It's a whole thing. I could go into like a really deep discussion about this, but I don't think this is the time or the space for that. But I think it was just, I don't think our reading tastes are gonna align if you don't like it, to be honest. I thought it was so incredibly good. But yeah, that lust for like President Snow, like what are you doing? Like what's wrong with you? Number 8, what's in your trash pocket? What books, tropes, or themes that you know are bad but you love them anyway? Enemies to lovers. I love to hate this trope. I think it can be done well. I think sometimes it is done well, but most of the time it's done pretty terribly. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, obviously not every book is going to be as amazing as every other book, if you know what I mean by that. But I know it's so bad, but I love it anyway. Number 9. Do you have any deal breakers in books? Something that if present immediately turns you off from that book? Love triangles. For sure. For certain. Like, this may be a strong opinion, but with love triangles, like, you should have just done some polyamory in there. Like, don't be a bitch. Just do the polyamory. Like, honestly. There doesn't need to be a love triangle. It's just nonsense, to be honest. Number 10. What's a strong opinion that you have about a book released within the last year? Whether it's overrated, underrated, or just a take that you need to share. So, this is a book I'm just picking on, but what I mean is the author specifically. So, Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. So I have another Ali Hazelwood book right here. And, what is wrong with you? Sorry. I came up with it. Okay. So what I mean by this is I don't understand the love for Ali Hazelwood. I don't understand the romance genre. I don't understand the contemporary romance genre. I just don't get it. Like, I was reading Deep End, right? This over here, as you can see. And the writing style, the language that was used, the themes, the tropes, it was just all so awful, and I didn't like it. And that's why I'm picking on this author specifically, is that I don't understand love, and my like strong opinion on this is that no, just no. Not for me. Number 11, what do you look for in writing? What makes a book stand out to you? Is it prose, style, themes, voice, structure, or something else? So what I put down here is definitely themes. A book with strong themes is a good book. So a good book that I'd say is probably this one. The Deep by River Solomon. So this is a book that has some really good themes in it. This is a book that's deep. This is a book, like, deep. I'm funny. This is a book that means something. And it's I know it's a hard-hitting one, so sometimes it can be tough to read, and definitely look for trigger warnings for this one. But what I mean by this is that this has great themes and an incredible narrative to it. So it has a good story, and it has good overarching ideas to it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So that's a really good one. Number 12. How do you decide what to read next? Do you plan ahead, mood read, or follow external factors such as hype, recommendations, or arcs? So I'm an intense mood reader. I wish I could be different. I really wish I could be. Oh, excuse me. I wish there was some world in which I could follow TBRs and just stick to them and have ideas of what I want to read next, and we go from there. It's just not happening. I'm an intense mood reader, and that's just how it is. I will DNF a book on a dime. I will start a book on a dime. I will take months to read the same book. I will take 5 minutes to read the same book. Like, it's wild. I don't know what's going on here. Number 13. Where do you get inspiration for your booktube content? What sparks your video ideas? Other creators, trends, personal reading experiences? So I'm definitely heavily influenced by other creators, but also by my brainstorming. So I know there's this idea that no idea is fully original, and that's okay. I think there's nothing particularly wrong with that. But I think you can take several ideas and put them together, or just like make it kind of your own, if that makes sense. But I love also the ideas from other creators, because some people are so freaking creative. It's amazing. And I just love other like tags by people and ideas and just their themes that they come out with things. And I think that's really incredible. Number 14. If you could make any book go viral right now, what would it be? A book you think deserves more attention, and why? There's really no other book that deserves more attention than this one. And yeah, I'll explain why. The Collected Schizophrenia by Esme Wu Jingwang. So this book is a collection of essays, and it's incredible. I did give this one 5 stars, so maybe I'm a little like biased towards it. I don't know. But this is a great study on mental illness, schizophrenia specifically, and education. So I'm a big proponent. I'm a big supporter of education. But some of the problems with education definitely stem from mental illness, physical illness, chronic illness, all that kind of stuff. And this definitely looks into it. And I think it's definitely a great starter point for that kind of thing. And I think it deserves way, way, way more attention than it's getting. I think any book or essays or series that explores mental illness and mental health while looking into something that coexists with it is just a really great place to go, if that makes sense. Okay, and number 15. Who are some booktubers with reading tastes similar to yours? So I don't think there's any particular booktuber that has like a very close reading taste similar to mine. But the only person I can really think of that has a lot of really good taste, and maybe like is 80% similar to mine, which is still pretty good average, would be Faye from Books and Chocoholic. So she reads a lot of fantasy, she reads a lot of science fiction and fantasy, a lot of women-centered books, and a lot of but she has some really, really good taste. She reads a lot of arcs. She reads a lot of what's it called? She reads a lot of indie authors. She gives a lot of people like spotlights and everything. And I think she's just an incredible creator. But yeah, I think her tastes are relatively similar, but obviously she has some stuff that is just not my taste, and that's okay. Like, I know she likes Robin Hobb. Really great author. And that's where our tastes are definitely aligned right there. I can't think of any others off the top of my head, but I know that's one that she's definitely a big fan of. I definitely heard her talking about those quite a few times, and they're really great. So yeah, that's the entire tag, all 15 questions. So we got through it, yay! So let me know down below. Is there any of these questions that you'd like to answer? Let me try to pick one, probably an easier one to answer. What's a book you love so much that you don't, sorry, let me try it again. What's a book you love so much that you don't care if others don't like it? I feel like there may be some strong opinions on this one. And if you disagree with me on the Battle of Songbirds and Snakes, that's okay, but give me a good reason why. So there. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Bye.